Let me see. Okay. Welcome to our cybersecurity class. Today will be about the lab, and suppose you already submit all the first assignment. So how to create the account, and then suppose you should have some like kind of ideas. And if you are familiar with the Ubuntu permission, then you're all good. And for today's lab, then we will go deeper about what is the user permission for some files and folder. I will wait for several minutes, and let's see if any students like joining in real time. If no, then I will just go through all the lectures and give you some demonstration you can follow. And also I will try to record the lecture. So for the lecture part, on Thursday, I will pre-record it, and then you don't have to attend it for real time. So I'll give you the flexibility, so you don't have to like attend it on that, unless you have any question, if you want to ask, and then maybe so far I believe you don't have any difficulty like how to use the connect to the VM or like the EC2 access to it. But if you do have a difficulty, then please let me know. Then you can join, and then I can help you how to set up or connect to your Ubuntu system. Okay. For later, I will build for the firewall setting that part. Then we will install the Nginx, and then how can we add another port using the UFW. So that's what you need to do. Okay. So I will wait for maybe 1 or 2 minutes, and let's see if any students are joining. Then I will start the class. Okay, I will mute for 1 or 2 minutes and wait. Okay, so I will start the class right now. So I guess no other student joining. Just like repeat once again. So if you're joining, so I will say one more time. today will be the lab. So I will try to do the format like this. So mainly the lab, I will try to host it like for online real time. So if you have any question, so it depends how many students joining. So if no, I will just like pre-record it and then share it on Zoom, and later I will share the YouTube so you may access it. Because on Thursday will be the lecture part. So for the lecture, I will just pre-record it and you'll be available on Zoom. So then you don't have to attend it on Thursday, like real time, like this. Okay. And today I will going to like cover about what's like managing the user permission for files and folder. Just kind of like recap for your like previous assignment, because after you install the Ubuntu, then I asking, okay, I give you some instruction, then how can you create the another new user account? And after you create the user account, then how can you like create the folder and give it the correct permission? Like, but of course, I just give you some sample. But I want to check like how much you're familiar with. But for today, I'll just like go through, okay. So what are those are important like when we need to manage in the files, folder permission, and then those like key concepts in the user access control. Okay, so all those like goes there for the presentation. Okay, so hopefully you're able to know what those like the user permissions, and then how can we set manage those permissions, and then how can we implement the best practice to the file and folder security. So when you're learning cybersecurity, so always when we touch on the user file folders and then permission, always the step one. Okay. And those the user permission included will be the basically including read, write, execute, and delete. Okay, read will be the reading the contents of the files or the folders, and read is doing, and then write is going to modify the contents like the files or folder. And when you need to change the some variables, especially when we touch on the Ubuntu lesson right here, any files, if you don't have the of course, if you don't have a read permission, you cannot see anything. Let's say we go to the EDC home. Okay, so if you did touch on the Ubuntu, then you see, okay, we are on the home. That means that this account. But in the system, actually, we do have lots like different folder, and you may not have a high permission. Let's say EDC will be all the application right here. So all this application, you may be able to touch it or you may not able to touch it. Okay, so already I complete the installation. Later I will let you to install when we touch the firewall, but right now I will do demonstration and install the Nginx. So it's like we're going to use so I forgot to type the apt. So it's going to using the Nginx. This one is the hosting for redirecting proxy server, sometimes for redirecting for our web server. So it's pretty powerful. The reason why I installed this one, of course, we will need to open the port for it, and also I would like to show you the Nginx and right here. So here are the files, and if we don't have a user permission, suppose that we are not allowed to. So it's available right here default. So we have the default file and then list. So you see I'm using the list, and then we can see the file. Then of course we can check the permission files, and let's say I want to sudo nano the default file. Because this one I have a sudo write. If I don't get a sudo write, then they say it's not It's a file default is not unwritable. So that means if we don't have a correct access right to write, then we cannot edit the file. Okay, and here's a important concept, because let's say if you are not under like admin or you have no right to access, then of course that's how we prevent them unauthorized access. Like we talk about the CIA, and then there's a key concept and execute. So how can we run a file and access the folder, and then how can we delete? That means that we move a file or folder. Okay, of course. And for the permission level, right here, we include the owner. So the owner, suppose that we have the full control over the file. So that means you can create, but you don't have a right to own it. So actually, no contradiction. So most of the time, if you create a file, you grant your access, but permission file permission for yourself, then you can be the owner. Okay. And group, they will share the control with a specific group. Pretty common, you will see there's a group is called the with the best data. So it's like pretty common, a lot you will see. And when we in the class exercise, when I show you let's say sudo is getting the right. So when we using the ch own, okay, and then we giving a recursion, so it's would be a -r, so it's a recursion, and then we say I'm using my account, or like if you're using the EC2, so you get Ubuntu, right? So and then we're giving the group is in behind, so you will see the format something like this. So we will have the user have access right, and then we have the group. So how it looks like will be like this. And it's similar to the file. So we sometimes you see we have the owner group, so the specific, and also others, or sometimes we say the global and some like everyone. So it depends on system. They were showing okay for all these they have different web presentation, but in overall like they were doing the same. So for others, they mean general access, right, for all user. So if you are not belongs to this user group, and then you just type it on just everybody, then how can you, do you have any right? Can you read it? Can you unwrite it, or can you modify? Okay. And also for the folder permission, it's the same. We can read, then we can get a list of the folders of code contents, or maybe we are allowed to read it. And also write, then can we add a file or modify the files within that folder. And execution, can we access the folder and its content? So you see the execution by here slightly maybe not that for files and folder, maybe not the same. And modify, can we change or delete the files or folder? So it will be the same. So here will be the idea of the permission level for the files and then folder permissions. And then for the Linux system and for the Windows, we call the NTFS. So for NTFS, permission is like for the Windows, we see like, do they get the full control? So it's you get the complete access, and then modify. So do they allow to read, write, delete? Okay, or like read and execute. That means they allow to view the files and then run it. Okay, read is only allowed to view the contents. Write, you have a right to add or change the file. Okay, sometimes like is it possible to have a write permission but don't have a read? Of course you can. In later coming next assignment, not right now, but just to let you know, because I will give you some like situation, and then I will after I tell you, oh, okay, so you need to give me the like the decimal numeric and also the symbolic representation. Sometimes it does have some flexibility. Sometimes I give you some situation, so you just need to give me the like appropriate permission. Okay. But if we always need to follow a concept of least permission, okay, privilege, okay. And also, how can you set a permission on the Windows? Just because I have the Windows VM, but just telling you, okay, we can just right click on the folder, go to property. If you remember, I talk about if you download the certificate, if you try to access to the EC2, then you need to change, because when you execute connect to the EC2 server, and then the AWS will validate and then check the file permission. So if you forgot to change it to read only, then the file is not secure enough. For the Linux system, like let's say if you're using Mac or Ubuntu system, then you can use the command like change the chmod, change the file permission to 400. But if you're using the Windows anti-virus permission, and you can check it the read only. Okay, security tag, and then edit it, adjust the permission. That's how it looks like. Okay. And in Unix, Linux pretty common, and then that's what we mainly focus on. Like sometimes we do, like for cybersecurity, of course, we are not only working on one system and multiple, but sometimes most of the example what we're working on will be on Linux, and we are using Ubuntu in our course, because we are pretty use it commonly in our industry. So, and for the file permission, we're representing using a letter R for the read. So if we want to say, okay, if she see the letter R, then would be how we able to see is able to read the contents, and then write will be W, will be like we are allowed to modify the content of the file, and then X will be representing is an execution, we able to run the file. Then this how it looks like. And same for the folder permission. So if we read, write, execute, so R-X, so will be the format will be the same. If we need to change the permission, so here the exercise I gave you will be chmod, and representing with the number. I will dive deeper, like what those numbers, how can we calculate it. So if you did learn it, then it will be a revision. If you have no idea or you forgot it, then let's go through once again. So we change the file, so we give a file name, and let me change the home. Okay, so it's home, and then go to my folder, and let's say I try to create a folder no, and CSCI 310.txt file. Okay, so hello CSCI 310. Okay, let's say like this, and then I can give the SSY, and of course we can like using the change the file chmod, and then because we are the owner creator, then we have the most highway, but also I can change the file type, so I can change the file name. Just I change the file, let's say I change it to 455, and then change it CSI 10.txt like this. So that's how it looks like. Okay, then how can we change the file permission? Of course, we have some comments, but we are not right now showing you how can we see the permission, right? And for the permission inheritance, so the child object, like they always try to inherit the permission from the parent object. So maybe for the Windows, if you have the subfolder, they will inherit the permission from its parent folder. And maybe the Unix or Linux system, so they, when we set the permission, so on the directory, they apply to the newly created files or folder. And if you see, we try to add the, let's say, we change the permission chmod, and then with the dash out them is recursion, recursion. So it will go to change all the subfolders. Okay. So sometimes if you try to change one file, but you forgot to using the dash out, that have out, then you're only changing one folder. Okay. But this one is only mainly apply to the that when we create the newly created, but for we change modify one, then we need to change it adding the recursion. And always remember for the management permission, here's the key concept we need to learn. And important is like always maintain the least privilege. Okay. You will see least privilege like repeating even in later in other lecture or like in the lab I will try to emphasize because we try to grant only the necessary permission. So it's more important. Okay, if we always give the highest privilege will be 777, that means like we by execute to all the user, to all the groups, or to everyone. Of course, because it can save us most of the time, like more efficient because everyone can access it. Or even you look at my example, I using my own account to access it. I using sudo to get the like comfort admin to write, but it may be not the most good idea. Like when we learn cybersecurity, like think about security. If everybody have their own the highest privilege, that means that everyone can modify the content. Okay, this one I only give you as an example. Okay, if in case it's safe like some encryption key, some like safe like maybe some keychain for access your bank account. So do you want to share this one to anybody and then let them to like change it, copy it? Of course not, right? So always maintain it's important to maintain the least privilege to control access, like who have a right with the apply concept CIA, okay? And then regular audits. This you will see a lot later in my lecture. So I will talk about review and adjust the permissions periodically. This is important because we have some new employees. Just you need to imagine it. You are not working by yourself. Maybe for in the campus, maybe in the company, in certain organization, we always have a new employee, some are leaving, and you see the data bench breach, and then also the other issue. This is the right, okay, and being promoted. So we need to review and address their permission, okay, regularly, and make sure the user groups. So use the groups to manage the permission more efficiently. So here's how it works. Because for some user, then maybe we are not giving all the user, but the direct access. But if you belongs to certain group, maybe you are the admin of the company or maybe the certain department, then you have the high right. Let's say if I provide technical support to the company, then maybe you maybe have more permission than regular employee, then like this. And documentation is important, like how can we always keep a record of those like permission setting. So maybe in the demonstration in the lab, I always give you, okay, just change it directly. But for all this like access permission, or let's say I giving permission to this account, this groups, then we need to put it on the document. Because it would be much more helpful for us to like chasing and also checking who have the rights. Then we will better to do it can help us to do the regular audits. That's how it looks like. And let's say for the Windows, if we need to assign a read only, if you remember the case where I say, so access the project folder, then for a specific user, then we can navigate to the folder and property and modify the permission under the security tabs, and then add the user and then set the read permission. That's how it looks like. And for the Unix or Linux system, so as what I demonstrate, so maybe we want to provide read or write access to a group for shared directory, then you can using the ctrl to change the ownership. So we can put like change the group names like this, and then use C6 MOD to set the permission. So to certain directory, that's how it looks like. Suppose that after the first assignment, then you should have some like basic idea how it works. Of course, like you maybe have some difficulties and maybe getting the permission denied or some inheritance conflicts or some unexpected like permission change. Then how can we change? Always like verify the permission setting and check the inheritance setting as well as it, and then maybe we can using the diagnosis. Good. Okay. We're using ls and then -l. So on Linux or the icons on the Windows. so far will be here's the idea. And actually in the lab session, because there's only one student, I will like looking for if you can create a folder and like under the SRV. So because later we will touch on it. So if you are able to do it, like let's say we want to create a folder, sudo make a directory. That dash P is like permitted if we didn't access anything, and then SRV will be the folder we're going to put, and then it should be empty. So when it's empty, maybe when we are hosting a web server, I will create like da da da, and then maybe I will say, okay, so for testing da da, and then we have to call the public dash HTML. So this would be the folder, and sometimes we try to create some like log files. So we should do and then make directory, because we do have a exist parents folder. Then we will use the SRV and then maybe we call the log files will be right here. So how it looks like, okay. But right now we don't have any permission. So I want to let's see. I want to check the switch it right here. Okay, ls. Okay, so right here you will see the permission under my new created file. So I have the public and logs. So they are under the root, and we only have the right. So it will be that we will execute will be 7, and then we own like the by default. So it will be like 755. So read and execute, and that's it like this. And we have the perfect HTML. And right now, what you need to do is that, okay, so we are already able to get it. And then I want to ask you first, like, okay, can you create a folder under public HTML? So let's say change it. Okay, this type of way. And then I ask you, okay, for the lab, can you try to create a file, a test file? Let's say we call it CSCI.html. Maybe got a 310 like this. So you see, this directory is not workable. Okay, so in the lab session, so I want to let you like based what you learn. Are you able to do this? Okay, so can you change this file permission and let you? So can you grant the permission? Is that okay for the because there are only one student taking in this lab, and so you can tell me if you are following me or you are able to do that, then you can do it. So I would like you to first keep yourself. If you are using the EC2, then it should be the Ubuntu account, and then I want to give a good access. So can also like give permission in good. Okay, and right now I would like to let you change to the highest privilege. That means 777. Then how can you do that? Okay. Suppose I will give you the lab time, like for the rest, like for helping students, because I only have one. I'm not sure. If you're following, you can let me know, and I will just like give you have a time to test it, but because only one student, so I just do it faster and quicker. So do you have any idea how to give the permission and then let myself to create a folder under this directory? And then, oh, okay. Okay, then don't worry. Okay, so you can type or suppose I will give you time and maybe you can practice, but I would like to ask you, do you have any idea or do you know how to do it? If you know that, I just like jump directly to the solution, like the answer, like I'll show how to do that. If you have no idea, then I would like to give you time to practice. Okay, so if you have no idea, then I will show you. Okay, so right now I go pretty quick. So how to create a folder. And I will let you show you one more. Why not in this moment? Okay, let me come back right here. So we are using checking the permission ls. Oh, why now? So in this directory, if I go back to the folder, here's under root, right? So why not I want to give the access? Okay, so why not if I giving a permission sudo is granting the administration right and then giving the stage mode. I change the ownership first and giving the ownership to I don't use a recursive because I want to show okay how about inheritance? Okay, let's say I give myself and also a group for the double data right here as I will do it. Okay, if I do in this and here you will see the folder www.ls this. Okay, then you will change. So compare with our previous, right? Like you see the root will be the group, and then right now the user will be belong to my account, and then the group will be the data. Okay, and then I didn't change the file permission in this moment. I just changed the ownership. Okay, and I would like to go to CD. Okay. Then I will ask, how about the inheritance folder? Does it change? No. Okay. Because when we create, so in the lab I show you is that mainly is for the when we create a folder, it will have an inheritance right. Okay, you see when I create a subfolder like double and then just create public HTML or log. So it will inherit the permission. But when you modify, it will be changed by yourself. Okay. Then how can we change the inheritance file folders? So we can change it and then we can pass the permission using the -r because FA. And then this time let's check again one more time. You see, so right now the folder is under mine is not belongs to Wood anymore, but it belongs to my account. Okay, and also the group is the dash data. Okay, so when I push the new folder, then when I cd to the public files, so right now when it's empty, right? Then you may ask, can I use the nano directly? Let's try. CSCI and then 310 dot HTML. Okay, so right now it didn't have a red notice. I say okay, I don't have a red. Okay, and I just quickly because I put it as maybe as a HTML. Okay, so let's say I want to create HTML and I just generate a quick. Okay, let me generate quick files for the indexing. Okay. And let's use the okay right here. CSCI 310 and hello world. Okay, so we always like this as a first one, and when I copy it, because the VM I remember I cannot directly do the key. Okay, okay, then I just type and try to save time, but I want to okay. I just type it by myself. Okay. So suppose if you learn maybe not yet learn programming, but this one I just create some folders, so it doesn't really matter. So in this moment you just see a file and any file is okay. So I just tell you we can create a folder and then copy. Okay, and then hello. Okay, and right now we can like using Control O to write and exit. Okay, execution. Okay, so here's like I can show you. We can create the folder, and then we want to check what's the far right here. So you see, right now this folder is under the because I create and with using Nano, so it will belongs to mine. So for the file you can see it belongs to it's under my user, and then the group also is belongs to my account. Okay, so we can use it. And as a follow as an exercise, because I asked you in assignment, you create another new user, right? So actually I will ask you, like, after you create this, switch to the new user and try to access this file, okay? And then try to give your user owning the group, or like have I mentioned, to access this file. And mainly, if you don't have a right to access it, then we always try to use things like sudo is the administrative right. And you will see a lot, no matter like online resource example, so sudo, and it can actually access it. And here's the idea, how can we change the file? And right now we have a read write, and let's say if I want to change it to highest privilege, okay, so I will change this one. I try to, even I have a right, it belongs to my, this is my file, I'm the owner, but I will still like using sudo. It's just a good habit. And then I'll try to change the files to 77 and then to CSCI. Okay, this file. And then I will list again, show you one more time. Okay, so you see right now we gain the highest privilege. You see it's like read, write, execute, and read, write, execute. So all this is all belong. In the next slide, I will tell you more details. How can we calculate, and like how is the math works, like, and how can we represent? So this one is called the symbolic representation. That's what you need to do. You will see we have the 10 letters for this the symbolic, and then how can we using the 4 digits numeric to represent it. Okay, that's how it works. To edit the file folder permission, and then getting the correct of those right. Suppose right now will be your time. So if you are able to follow, then you can do it. So it will be your time to do it. So try to create the folder, and then check all those file permission, and then let yourself to able to create a file under this new created directory. Okay. Of course, if you're using sudo, you can do it. But in this lab, I want to letting you know, okay, if you don't have the right, and if I don't let you using sudo, how can you like giving a correct permission and then let yourself to create a folder and then access it? Okay, so if I change the file permission sudo chmod to maybe like 400 for the CSCI, okay, then I will ask, am I able to edit this file again if I using nano CSCI? How do you think? Do you think I'm able to edit this? So you can check. So it's when it's unreadable. Okay, that means like even this file belongs to my ownership. Okay, but I change it to read only, then I don't have permission to write it. So that's why I cannot using, like, you can use a VIM, the Vim, or like Nano to edit the file. That's how it works. Okay. Right now will be your last time. So suppose like I will give the time to do it and then give you the answer in the like last 5 or 10 minutes. But right now I jump pretty quick. So let's see. You can. I'm not so sure if you can follow or not. So I'll give you a time. So if you want to like ask me, if you want to try to practice, then you can stay. If you're say you're good, then I will just end the lecture like session earlier. And I will record the Thursday lecture be, before it. So then it will be available. So that one, because they're lectures, then I don't really request you like attending online. But if for some lab session, if you want to learn something like do something with me in the lab time and show me if you have some difficulty, or like if you have some problem question, then I can help you to solve it. Okay. And so far for the lab will be finished right here. So you may let me know. Okay. Have a full yes, yeah. So if you able to follow, and then you can change it to 400. And I want to let you to check. Okay, if you change to okay, so even you just create a file like CSCI 310 HTML like this file. So even though you see you are the owner of this file, like you say it belongs to me, but once I change to 400, that means read only the file permission, that I have no right to edit it, to modify it. Okay, so this is the last step. And for advanced, after you change it, I will say you can stay on like for experiment, you use the 7 for full permission. And of course it's okay. And I want to let you if you want to explore more like about like getting more familiar to file permission, then ask, okay, how about if you change to 474 740, let's say like this, and switch to your new created account in your first assignment, then I would like to, can you try to also edit this file? Okay, then you think, okay, why it works or why it doesn't work. Okay. And here's the question, like you don't have to really answer me in this moment. If you familiar to the system, then you can, okay, yes, of course, like, or no, or like, it doesn't work if I want to let another account to access it. Like it's a like further question, then how can I let another account to access it? Maybe I give a group, or like change to change the others, or sometimes call it like global everyone. So to, because I don't want to let everyone to modify, then how can I let this user? Maybe I need to add to the group. If you still remember in our previous assignment, I'm asking how can you, if you, in the assignment, I give you the hints that if, how can we add the user and then give the correct group right here, username should do, and then change the group. So that's how we're going to use, like how can we assign to the group, or you can create a new group, then you can set a lower permission, maybe 760 then also it's okay, or 774 is like let the global to have a read permission. Okay, of course they have different possibility, and depends on the situation, then we can change the file permission. Okay. And if you have no other question, then we will start our lab right here. And thank you. And very just say, no other question. Okay, so if you have no other question, then I will stop sharing. And I will record the lecture on Thursday, so you don't have to add. Of course, there is a mini lecture, so nothing really special. So that's why I will record it and make it available before Thursday. So, or like cover on Thursday, so you don't have to attend it. Okay. And I stop. Thank you. Have a good one.